What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I last picked up the camera, but we are finally back into doing some stuff to the Z. So if you follow me closely on Instagram, you may have seen that I did this monstrosity to the car. I'm hoping that it works well. I put the V-stacks completely out of the bumper. I do have another setup that would be more for like street driving that still puts the V-stacks behind the bumper, so it's safe from like weather and stuff like that. But I figured let's be a try hard, throw these things on, chop up the bumper, pretty much ruin the car, but let's pray that this actually does something and works. So when I put this on, I went to go make a little test hit just to see if everything was good. I went to log the car and it broke. So as you guys may see right now, there is no transmission in the car because it got stuck in gear. So my plan is to take it apart, see what was broken, and go from there. I got it loaded up in my Xterra, and I'm gonna be making my way down to my buddy Colin's house, where we're gonna go ahead and open it up and dissect it, see what's broken, see if it's fixable, see if, you know, just kind of see what's going on there, because unfortunately this sucks. We break transmissions, it's starting to feel like very often, but whatever, it's part of the game. So we're gonna zip over to Colin's and then we'll check back over there. Just made it over to Colin's. We got the transmission here in the back. Just to be transparent with you guys, I have already taken this apart and, you know, diagnosed everything. It looked all good. Everything in there was pretty good. There was nothing sheared off or anything like that. So in order to transport it here, I just put it loosely back together with a couple bolts. My plan now is to give you a step-by-step on how you disassemble the rear case and the front case to where you get it to just a naked gear set if you must. And then from there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean up both cases, get them cleaned off, put some RTV on them, and get everything resealed. All right, so first and foremost, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take off this top cover here. It's just 7 10mm bolts. You are gonna have a detention spring here, and there's also that little ball on the bottom. It's like a little, it almost looks like a tiny marble, but you gotta get that out. So once you get all that off, you're going to move on to these things here. I already took them out. I got them off with an open-ended, but it's pretty much a plug that behind it is like a rod on each side and a spring. So what those things do is they keep the shifter leveled and centered. So right now it's loosey-goosey like some of y'all girlfriends. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. But we got all of our gears here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 reverse, but it's just the shifter's very loose because I already took those out. So moving on from that, next thing I'm going to be taking off is this shifter like bracket. I'm going to take off this shifter here, which is just one 12mm bolt that holds in. You take that off, the whole shifter should be able to come off, along with these 3 10mm here, and then you'll get this whole shifter assembly off, and then we'll take off the fork. So I'm going to take that off now and we'll check right back in with you guys. All right, so we got the shifter fork or bracket, whatever you want to call it, off. We don't even have to actually take these off, so I just left that on there. It's the 112 for the rod, and then the 1 2 3 4 for the fork or bracket, whatever you want to call it. So next thing I am going to be taking off here is this little, to be honest, if I knew what it was called, I'd be lying to you. So I'm just gonna take it off. It's like this little thing that holds the shifter more firm in place. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's just two 12s. So we're gonna take that off, and then we're gonna move off to taking the actual rod off from the transmission. All right, so we got the actual like rod off. It has 2 pins in here, kind of a pain in the ass, so make sure you have the right ones. But this is what they look like. You'll have a big pin and then a small pin inside of that one. So once you get those, all right guys, so just like that we got the rear case off. Just a disclaimer real quick, when you take this off, there's gonna be this washer. You see how it's got this little flat spot right here? That washer goes right here on this set right here. So you'll slide that washer over there, and then once you put on the rear case, that is supposed to be on there. Moving on to the front, show you guys in here. Obviously, like I said, there's missing bolts because I took it off already. So you're going to be taking off these bolts that hold on the front cover. As you can see, I only got like 2 in there. I'm gonna take those completely off, and then behind it, I'm gonna have access to everything that I need to take off the front half. All right, so now that we got that front cover off, as you'll see right back there, there's a lock ring. So you're gonna take that lock ring off, pop that off, and then right here, I don't know why Nissan would decide this is a good idea, but there's a small little 10 mil nut that you're gonna take off right there. And then once you get that off, along with the snap ring, you should be able to pull off the front case. All right, so we got the front case off. We just have it in this format right now. We just went ahead and cleaned all the surfaces on this side and on the back side. So gonna go ahead, put some RTV on here and get that slapped in. Cleaning off the rear case a little bit. We already got the front case on and sealed, as you can see. So we just finish up on the rear case. I got the belt laster gun, and then we're gonna get this rear case on. All right, guys, so we got both front case and rear case on. I really didn't film the process just because, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just mating two surfaces and then putting bolts. And I was really trying to focus not to get RTV everywhere. If you know me, I always use a lot of RTV, but I'd rather it be sealed than not. So whatever. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm still setting my hopes very low. You know, I took it out, I disassembled it, somehow it freed up. Now it's good. I put it back together, so it could just go right back in the car and break again. Hopefully not, knock on wood. But if it does, I'm only out some RTV, my time, and transmission fluid. So not a big deal there, but hopefully when we put it in, it lasts a while. At least maybe for one more track day, that would be legit. So next thing, we're just gonna put all the shifter stuff back on, this front cover up here, and take it on home and then go ahead and get it back in the car. But for now, I'm just gonna let it dry, and I'll check in once we get her loaded up. All right, guys, so no, I didn't run over somebody. There's actually people under the car. We got my boy Travis and my boy Riley over here.
Yes, sir.
We're about to go ahead and put the tranny in the car. Hopefully everything goes smooth. And yeah, we'll check back in once we get this in. Just gonna set you guys up on a little time lapse.
Troy 7.
All right, guys, so as you saw, we got the transmission finally in. I got everything buttoned up. The only thing I still need to do is throw on the Y pipe and get that on. And then we also need to put in some fluid. Just was waiting on this, finally got it in. MT85 from Redline. It's always what I prefer using. MT90 is pretty good as well. I just use the 85 this time. See if that hopefully keeps the transmission from breaking again. But yeah, so let's clock in real quick. Gonna just put the fluid in, put the exhaust back on, and then hopefully get this thing rolling. All right, guys, so moment of truth. Put fluid in the tranny. Got the exhaust back on. Buttoned up all the shifter stuff. Got the shift knob back on. Got center console back on. So just gonna set it up on a tripod. Start the car, throw it in gear, and hopefully we can go through the gears real quick. That would be amazing. And then I'll take it on a little maiden voyage around the block. first out of the driveway, so, or out of the garage, so that's a good sign. I'm gonna take it to get some gas. This thing hasn't had gas in probably like 3 weeks, so let's see how she does. Obviously, the true test is gonna be fucking giving this bitch a 20 roll, but hopefully God's on my side and she holds up. You know, like I said, I didn't do anything to really fix the transmission. I just disassembled it. It freed up. I put it back together, put it back in the car, put new fluid, and here we are. So it could very easily break on the first pull, but I'm gonna go get gas first, and then when I'm closer to my house, I'll do a pull, because I ain't trying to get stranded. Alright guys, well, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got the Z finally back in action. Transmission seems to be working as it should. I'm just gonna double check everything later on, you know, double check all the bolts, see if anything's leaking, etc. But so far so good. Happy to have this car back in working order. Hopefully get some more mods for this thing, and you know, continue to push out the content, go to the track, all that kind of stuff. But as always guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the video. Peace. We'll see you in the next one.